to the Phoenix. It will probably be as long as he will allow. For the visitors, they have made 2 changes, both at the back. Curtis Good in for Nuno Reis. Pretty fine replacement, fair to say, the former Socceroo. Well, on the right-hand side, Scott Galloway drops out, the former Phoenix right fullback, and he is replaced by Callum Talbot. Of course, Stephen Agarkovic spent last season with the Wellington Phoenix. And up top, Jamie McLaren, the key man. Benjamin Old is a name there we should pay attention to. A big re-signing as the Wellington Phoenix locked him up to an incredibly long deal through to the end of the 2027 season, described by Coach Italiano as someone he can build a team around. For Melbourne City, Terry Antonis was the late hero, deep into added time. His penalty netted a point in a 3-all thriller. Lachlan Hebbers will be our referee as the toss of the coin is taken. He'll be ably helped out by Mark Rule, Andrew Mirakis. Our VAR is Sean Evans. David Ball, his 100th A-League appearance for the Wellington Phoenix is just seconds away. 15 goals in that time, while his last goal was last season. And you guessed it, who it came against, Melbourne City. He's struggled to get the ball in the back of the net. Big responsibility. Jamie McLaren, on the other hand, returns from international duty with a hat-trick to his name for the Socceroos. The all-time leading goal scorer in this competition is just 4 away from bringing up three figures for Melbourne City alone. Giancarlo Italiano always looking cool, calm and collected as he chews furiously. Wonder how long he chewed over the idea of resting some of his all-whites after a hectic few days. Well, Aurelio Vidmar, of course, great to have him back in the A-League for sure. So the Phoenix kicking off, running from left to right as you look at it, wearing the All Black. Your thoughts on what awaits us here, Jacob Spoonley?
Well, it's almost like a mini pre-season that Aurelio Vidmar has been the beneficiary of. A good result against Sydney to kick things off, and then dug themselves out of a hole against Macarthur. They've had 10 days to prepare before coming to Auckland. We've seen the high standards of Melbourne City already play out with the exit of Rado Vidicic.
Arslan gives it away. You wouldn't expect that from him. Lovely footwork from Graham. Payne pushing up. He'll have to push through the pain if he's to play 90 minutes, if not more. He's been so central to the Phoenix, hasn't he, Jacob? It's a lovely lifted ball over the top, and ball's through, deep, Scott possibly, good save. Jamie Young, lowered to his left, strong left hand. What a start, what a story that would have been.
Well, David Ball almost putting the ball in the back of the net for his 100th game, but the defensive frailties that we've seen from Melbourne City already this season play out inside the first 60 seconds. It's 6s and 7s, the back line not set, they didn't track ball, and then Jamie Young decided to stay on his line, made an important save, but a bullet dodged. Ball into the midfield, Pennington here, gets on the half turn, no pressure on him, finds the ball over the top. And he saw there Curtis Good asking Jamie Young where he was.
In fairness, I think the weight of the pass is quite beautiful from Pennington. Sort of held up and, you know, in a corridor of uncertainty for the keeper. I'm sure you would have sprayed back to Curtis. You know, we can't get out to everything.
But they'll be keen on not replicating what happened the other side of the international window. Melbourne City had a lot to do and left it late. They'll be looking for a much more secure start here. They're allowed to do so now that they're on the ball.
Bajic, too, got through a lot of work in the international break. Another cheap turnover from Arslan. Such a quality player. Fine pedigree he brings to the A-League. Just a little bit sloppy by his very high standards.
The other point to make about Melbourne City's challenges in the early stage of this season, Only 2 players from last season's grand final are starting for the men in red and white today. They haven't had the same back 4 so far this season, and 5 of their front 6 are different. The only consistent part of that is Jamie McLaren. Not only have they shipped off a number of players, but the injuries to Andrew Nabu and Matthew Leckie also play a big part in a team that has lacked conviction so far this season.
Jakalic, the latest to press the Phoenix back line. Wilson away. A nice touch from him again. Started the A-League season so well last year, similar to start 23-24. He tapered off at the end of last season. Ball into ball, battling away. Payne, no pressure on him, dropped the shoulder, lifts it in, delightful ball, scrambled away barely. Pennington slips, danger not averted.
Well, how did that one not get forced across the line? Tim Payne. Questions asked about how bright he'd be. Answers those early doors, goes past as his badge, stands the ball up. I think it went past both Ball and Kraev before being just cleared by Melbourne City.
A couple of early warning shots. You've identified the frailties in defence, Jacob. And it's ringing quite loudly in my ears 4.5 minutes in from what my eyes have shown us. There's been an element of luck go against them. I think they're 11 goals they've conceded, well above their expected goals, but it's not helpful when you're not applying pressure. They get a chance to apply their own pressure at the other end. Push out to the right flank as Natal. Here is a chance for the big men to get forward.
Here's this opportunity. Look for the early ball, then Tim Payne finds the byline. Just over David Ball and Bojidar Kraev crashing through the middle. Is that Supriyan? No. It's the right fullback. Helen Talbot with the important intervention.
Really jostling around that penalty spot. Delivery headed up. Barbarouses will get it away. And the crowd enjoy that. Problems away from home, also an issue for Melbourne. Have not won in their last 6 A-League men games in a row outside of Amy Park. 3 draws, 3 losses in that. And their fans need not remind them of conceding 6 goals in each of their last 2 games away from that base. I need to get that right because they're starting a string of 3 straight away games. Last one, better control on this occasion, but good pressure for Barbarouses, nipping at the heels, steals it. He tries to feed Kraev. I'm not sure if that's the right option. Pull the trigger, Costa.
Well, Costa Barbarouses, another player that's got a new lease of life under Italiano. Had a nibble once, twice, and then finds Curtis Good coming up short. I think he can take this one through to goal. He needed to drive a little bit further. It would have either been given the space to get a shot off or drawn the defender out and made that final pass to Kraev that much easier.
Well, Barbarouses was the man that delivered the key moment attacking-wise for the Phoenix in their last game against Victory. I'm not sure they actually had a shot over the course of the whole game, but it was a delightful cross on that right-hand side. Looked like it was going to be tapped in at the back post, but it was a Victory player who got the touch. The man now in his 301st A-League game, chasing the back line as if he's a teenager again. Ball's going to break out to Jakalic. Here's Bajic, always eager to get forward. No real option. Takes a touch and tries to bend it away from Poulsen and might have had that covered. Theatrical dive away from his left as it goes harmlessly in behind.
That's actually a very good opportunity, especially when it falls to someone the quality of Arslan. See, they had time and space to get that one up. Falls to him, and he's looking for that far post. Not much in the way of pace, but the placement, unfortunately, for Melbourne City, the wrong side of the upright.
He's on the ball again. Into his left fullback. Good waywardly across. At the Super Aeon, the under 26, in for his third start of the season. It's been eventful in the games that he started. He'll be keenly aware of the goal-scoring action at his end. Here's the giant figure of Kelly Heald. Nipping and getting an important touch. Cryer playing it off. Natal pleads his case, no one's listening.
And the yellow fever canvassed in blue. And that stand, love that one. It's interesting, there's not much pressure in that midfield for Melbourne City at the moment. When they do press, they seem to be getting caught quite long. There's gaps between the lines. Delicious turn from Rufer. Drive on the far side. That's the fullback, Kelly again. Touched by Kriev in towards the penalty spot. No one gambled. It's a bit too intricate at the moment. The Wellington Phoenix are creating chances in good spaces, delivering it into the 18-yard box well. But that ruthlessness isn't there at the moment. They need to convert this early pressure into a goal, particularly when you've got the likes of Jamie McLaren lurking up the other end. He typically doesn't need 2 bites at the cherries. The Phoenix generally have been pretty good in the opening 15 minutes of halves, as far as putting the ball in the back of the net. There's been positive signs in the early stages of this fixture at Go Media Stadium as the sun breaks through the high cloud above. Now it's more like Wellington. That's the early indication of that between Wellington and Auckland. It's the weather chat. I'm not sure everyone's here for it. But the only reason you can live in Wellington is talking about the weather. Here is Barbarousis again. Near touch him, but driven off the ball. Here's a beautiful ball bending behind, but Paulson so alert, quickly off his line. Should they go quick themselves? McLaren. Haslett. Talbot into the side for Galloway. One of 2 changes. Dropping his shoulder. Nice work from Zaki. He's going to find Aaron Yakulish. Plenty of numbers inside the area. Delivery looks pretty good. What a climbing header that was from Wooten. Delivery whipped him with real pace. The breaks to Yakulish. Into Payne. And his outstretched left foot. But this is a better period for the visitors. But once more, how many times has he done that in this very early stage of the season? As Rufer closed down and got an important interception or block. Typically when the Wellington Phoenix do turn over, that man is involved. The captain, Alex Rufer, but a good period of sustained pressure there from Melbourne City. A couple of deliveries into the box, asking questions of the back two of Finn Sermon and Scott Witten. Young just calling for a bit of calm. Surely wants his team to maintain possession, carry on that period of pressure. Take a little bit of the sting out of the Phoenix's tail. To Brown. He can bring the ball up and towards the halfway line. Down the right wing channel.
Wellington is there in plenty of time. Almost turned it over. Natal has stayed down. Have to keep an eye on that as ball retains possession. Natal trotting back. He's stretched out his leg. He looks A-OK. Melbourne Cedars happy to sit off. Encourage the Phoenix to bring the ball up. Then a pocket of space for Rufa. Barbarousis making a darting run in behind. You could see the idea, the thinking, just a few yards away.
That's where the key problem has been for Melbourne City in the first 4 games. It's the gaps between the fullbacks and the centre-backs. Teams have been able to manipulate them and then really exploit the spaces, and we almost saw it there from Costa Barbarousa. Started on Azit's Bajic and darted behind Curtis Good, and he wasn't tracked by either until it was too late. The ball, unfortunately for the Wellington Phoenix, a bit too firm.
Kakalish, the man on loan from French side Angers. She's beaten to it. Strong challenge as you'd expect from Mo Taver. He's the one who's come the worse off. Just maybe one of those accidental clashes.
So he's been clipped around the face here. Steven Ugarkovic up against his former team. And as he's on the way down, a stray left hand catches Mohamed Altay in the face.
Bit of pressure on the ball in the battle of the number 6s. Look just how blustery it is. Stiff southerly. Rufa again afforded space and time, but doesn't want to force the issue. His team look to recycle possession. Payne drops his shoulder, darts forward, which gets an important touch in. The home fans don't like that. Delightful ball in behind, the space vacated by the advancing Payne. Kakalish onto his right foot, shoots low, Paulson parries away. Shot in from Natal. Another attempt. Pinballing around, it's the pinball wizard. And cleared away.
Early indication from referee Keevers is that the hand was down by the side, so even if it does touch the arm, the arm was down by the side, so even if there's contact with the arm, it's not away from that silhouette of the body.
Coolly down by Rufa. Wellington has already provided one delightful long ball, attempts another, but hooks it into a corridor that Ciprian will beat David Ball to. Born in Reunion. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'd never heard of that place prior to looking it up last night. You're a man of the world, Jacob. You'll probably know where it is.
50% in Spanish does not qualify me to try and pronounce French.
It's a pass, isn't it? Look on the bright side of life.
I think it was a pass to get rid of me, Daniel.
It's about 700 k's east of Madagascar. Here you go. On the 15-minute mark, no goal for the Phoenix in that time that has proved so profitable for them.
And here we go, here's the moment. It's about the 3rd or 4th time that the ball was inside the box and hadn't been cleared. Foul again to the Melbourne City player. I think that was Barbarousa, sorry, I didn't quite catch the number. Almost trying to protect himself with that arm. Not a handball. And no questions from 12 yards for Alex Paulson to answer again this season.
That was too quick for my eye. It really was. Bouncing around at all angles. Altay. No one in that space initially on the right when he had that chance to feed. sure he doesn't try to overplay. He healed. Cryer. Silky footwork, finds ball. He'll attempted nutmeg. Not sure if he pulled it off, but the ball's been cleared away, most importantly.
Well, the arm wrestle in this one, inside the first 20 minutes, is all about width. Melbourne City are trying to rotate the ball in those outside channels. Get a fullback or a winger on the ball beyond the midfield three for the Wellington Phoenix. The Wellington Phoenix are trying to circulate very tightly, draw Melbourne City in, and then hit a fullback. We can see Lucas Kelly-Heald and Tim Payne already occupying very high positions.
Once more available as the left fullback. Goes low. And that's easy for Suprion to clear the ball.
Phoenix are getting the ball forward, but Suprion and Good are standing up well to the questions being asked by David Ball and Bojidar Kraev.
Barbarousis tries to burst past former teammate Arkovic, but he was alert. Need to be alert to this man, Claren. It's a good ball into that left wing pocket. Arkovic has been prominent in the City attacks so far, but he certainly's won a throw-in for his team, and that is the case.
It's been involved so far. Every time Melbourne City have gotten in around the 18-yard box, Jacques tried a few step-overs to try and break down Tim Payne. All that international travel, though, hasn't affected him just yet.
He's asked a lovely little pass in, better flick on. Great position here, numbers available. Hooked away by Wootson and then hooked well away by Jakulic. But this is a good period for the visitors after that early sort of side-on goal, which is probably the best chance of the game, Jacob.
Delightful touch initially, and great understanding between Jakulic and Saki. Really felt that Melbourne City probably should have got more there. Had time and space down that left-hand side. The reinforcements were coming through the centre. Able to find a man in a white shirt, though.
Phoenix had more of the possession. City looking all the more likely the longer this half has progressed. Wootson. Sermon, one of the three in that back line, who was with the All Whites on international duty, making his international debut. Off the bench, I think it was, against Greece. Nice work from very promising young defenders. One inside a corner.
That's right, just returning from Lucas Kelly-Heald, who's won that corner to Finn Sermon. Debut in Athens, up against Greece. A wonderful introduction into international football for a player of promise and prominence under Italiano. I think he's already exceeded the game total he got last season in this one.
Ball in his 100th game for the Phoenix, delivers up to Rufa, heads in on goal. Unlike the guy next to me, Jacob Spoonley, the academic goalkeeper, that is, Jamie Young takes comfortably. Oh. He is doing a PhD. He might have already done it, in fact.
No, he's been a wonderful servant for the A-League. Obviously produced on the field, but to your point, a really balanced human. A lot of work done off the field. Utilised his football career to not only develop as a player, but a human being. And when you're talking about all the changes that have come through the likes of Melbourne City over the course of the off-season, he is somebody that can act as a stabilising figure.
And now 205 A-League appearances. Here is Rufa getting up nice and high, but no real power, and straight at Jamie Young. Stretching the 38-year-old legs at all was Rufa on that occasion. And linking up well once more with Barbarousis. Battle of the fullbacks.
Yeah, touch him.
Clever back heel from Phoenix number 7.
Batch has been busy so far this afternoon. Tim Payne galloping forward and joining the likes of Barbarousis, so he's got to keep an eye on the interchange between those two players.
Saki not happy with that, just a little bit of contact. Pennington selling it nicely anyway.
Saki done a very efficient and effective job on Tim Payne as he burst forward before, but this time catches Pennington a cropper, and that time contact on the ankle not being carded for simulation. Couldn't really understand that one against Melbourne Victory, Nicholas Pennington. The Wellington Phoenix staff adamant that it did change the way in which they approached that match.
I think they sent one of those strongly worded letters. To the bosses, the referee's here's delivery. I thought the way the spat to the left that it might have taken a touch. No, it's just poorly sliced from Kelly Hield, and there will be a goal kick. Wind at the back of City in this half. It's quite a substantial one. And unlike the traditional home of the Wellington Phoenix, the wind really whips around. It's more traditional up and down, and as the players enjoy that. Here's McLaren. And it once more Paulson comfortably across.
McLaren dangerous on those shoulders. That time I think the wind aiding it, getting it through to Alex Paulson. Do wonder what it'll be like in the second half with that ball standing up. As you said, if it gets played into that corridor of uncertainty behind the back line and in front of the goalkeeper.
Payne loses his balance, lost possession, not punished.
Quite happy and tempting the press, encouraging it, safe in the knowledge that there'll be space further upfield. And they've got confidence in the like of Sermon and Paulson in particular, getting the ball forward.
Pretty even contest through 26 odd minutes. Sort of start from the Phoenix ball, great opportunity. What, just beyond 60 seconds? Best of the game so far. City growing into it. Very even contest, which hasn't always been the case between these two sides, as Melbourne City are unbeaten their last 7 A-League games against the Phoenix. And generally have at times abused the back of the net, averaging, I think, over 3 goals in that time.
Melbourne City have been very generous in the discipline that they have handed out to the Wellington Phoenix at times. Of course, much of that recently has come through the likes of Andrew Nabu and Matthew Leckie, both of which are absent today.
What wonderful contributors in the A-League and further afield at international level. Racked up some gaudy numbers. Still, even you take those calibre of players out of many other clubs and you might be battling. Going forward, there has been positive signs at times from City, and this game in particular through the last 15 minutes. His March is on the ball so often. Tay just holding his line and his position, forces another throw-in. Has a chance to turn, promote the ball forward and to Jakalic. Lovely touch by the German. It's just tasty football, pinging it around but cleared away. David Ball always willing to fight for every cause, even if it's a lost one. Always looked like he would see the whistle at the referee's mouth.
Well, the industrious ball that time rather clumsily colliding with the back of Suprion.
Industrious for sure, a wrecking ball on that occasion.
Just moments of tempo in this Melbourne City attack. Not much coming down that right-hand side at the moment for that man on screen, but the left-hand side, the calibration is starting to come. Arslan, Saki, Jarkoles, and Bajic when he does join.
Arslan's head is brought down by Saki. Lovely, nimble feet. Tail just invites the defender close, recycles. City will probe once more. That is untidy from Magagovic. Finds Barbarousis. Ball, plays him in. Trouble, ball at the back post. No, it's come back to Barbarousis, who just got tangled at his feet, and it's cleared away by Suprion. Roofer now. Ute. Payne. Barbarousis can't unload the shot. Clive steps in. He was the man they might needed to have picked out at that far post, Jacob Spoonley.
Well, unlucky, yes, but wasteful as well from the Wellington Phoenix. Lovely play from Barbarousis. He found David Ball. I'm not sure you want to call it hesitation, but patience shown from Ball to wait for Barbarousis to rejoin the play, but it seemed to stick or not stick for Barbarousis. Looked to get the ball trapped under his left foot, and it wasn't really a shot or a pass at the end.
It's nice work in the centre circle by Pennington. The Phoenix gallop forward. Kraev with the switch. Payne racking up the Ks already. Deflected cross, safely taken by Young.
Adventurous run from Nico Pennington across that near post. Typically see the likes of Pennington or Ute join an attack as part of a second wave. Hope to bring you a replay of that chance for Costa Barbarousis shortly.
Healed. And Sermon. Rooster, no pressure on the ball, so he can measure his pass, but he's... Here is that look.
Generous from Ugarkovic to set things up, and then Barbarousis in and out and finds David Ball. Some lovely footwork, but then can't repeat it with the shot. It's rolled across that near post, and he's stretching and stretching for the ball, but can't get enough to steer it beyond Jamie Young.
Thought there was a path to Kraev initially, but Suprion was sort of in that passing lane, and the patience of Ball found the man in space. A couple of wasteful moments for the Phoenix. Ball, firstly, right at the start of this game, but he turns provider on this occasion and remains scoreless.
They're playing their way into trouble at the moment, Melbourne Victory.
They really are. Get away with it. No concern. Bomb forward. Graceful on the ball. Jarkoles back to Bajic. Slides a beautiful ball in. Good defensive work. Scrambling across for Sermon, and he needed to.
As it's Bajic showing his quality there. Closed off the hips to find Arslan. Lovely reverse pass, and he's looking to go across Alex Paulson. I'm not sure if the angle was there for the midfielder, but Sermon's intervention meant that was never answered.
Lucky to take, right-footed in swinger. That was near post. They have a second attempt. No pressure on the ball. By Hield. We saw Arslan through the first few minutes of this game, some very sort of strange touches, but very prominent now, and you can see a real player in there, and you can understand why he's racked up that impressive resume of his.
No, that European pedigree being brought to bear on Go Media Stadium today. The way he glides across the field as well, takes up a central position and then just drifts into a wider channel.
Rufer clearly clicked, rather cynical.
The crowd asking the question why Jamie McLaren wasn't on the receiving end of a yellow card.
Rufer doesn't seem too bothered. He's dished out a couple of those himself over the years.
I think Alex Rufer's record for receiving yellow cards in those sort of situations has resulted in more consistent yellow cards.
Just a meeting of the captains. We approach the latter stages of the opening half.
Well, no one wants to touch the ball.
Douglas didn't give it up, nearly stole it. He's forced hurried clearance, and City will come again. Rufer returns the favour, just on a different player. Taki quickly back to his feet, though. Can pocket his space for Arsenal. With his head up, shifting the ball to this left-hand side where they've been far more prominent throughout this opening 36 minutes. Headed up, not away. Now done so. Ute hooked further. Caught in the shadows. Good head tennis, promotes it up towards the area. It goes long, but ball just had to check his run.
Found himself the wrong side of the Melbourne City backline. And a lot of delivery from Melbourne City. Once they've got it into the high and wide areas, you do wonder if it'll be more fruit for them to try and break down the Wellington Phoenix. At times the play has been promising.
Bajic, he was, what, 400,000th run forward in his very impressive career. It's to Nort, and the Phoenix can counter. Pennington looking for options. Sprays out to Barbarousis, leaves it for Payne. Rayev bended in behind, but stretching back. On. Here's Rufer slicing a long shot away and for a goal kick.
Patience could have been a virtue there. The Wellington Phoenix had forced Melbourne City deep. It hadn't worked for them. Circulating to find another chance might have been the better option.
Keep the ball, keep the ball.
Pretty simple message to decode. Picked up by our Deeks Mike. Just keep the ball, and they do. Back with Talbot. Patel. Nice work, good delivery near post. McLaren hunting as always.
Commanding call from Alex Paulson. Allows Scott Wooden to leave that one alone. A much better delivery down the right-hand side. Natal put it behind the Wellington Phoenix. Scott Wooden having to clear from a difficult situation.
Barbarousis, another trademark running behind. Shoots early. Young was off balance, but gee, he responded well. Getting down and palming it away.
Oh, the intelligence of the Wellington Phoenix number 7 on display there. Quick look up, sees Jamie Young, not quite covering that near post and has a crack. Jamie Young scrambling across the left-hand side of his goal, concedes the corner.
Jacob, you know better than most. That just shows me the importance of having your feet set. Those little things we don't often pay attention to, but Young did enough. Ball to the back post. Hard to see in the sun. Deflected, uncertainty here. No Roofer. And uses two strong hands to collect.
Eventually tidied up well by Jamie Young. Difficult situation to deal with. Be it a deflected shot or a deflected cross. Always reason for concern for a goalkeeper.
Neatly nodded on by McLaren. Nicholas place, Arslan at the top of the area. Shoots into the backside of his teammates. Very lopsided. City's attack very much down this near touchline. Sometimes very good at exploiting the space in between the right fullback and centre half. Handball. Drives face tells you everything you need to know.
Looked like a clear handball, right arm from the big Bulgarian. I did think that Callum Talbot could have taken that ball further forward. He had Natal outside him. There was space beyond Kraev. Could have advanced that one into a more dangerous situation for Melbourne City. Regardless, they'll be happy with this free kick. Wind at the backs of Saki and Batch.
Saki to deliver. No, he's gone top corner, and Paulson got a powerful left hand on it. That would have been an absolute stunner.
Well, a lot's been made about Tim Payne, the demands of international football and travel. Alex Paulson will also be tired. He's also travelled, but he's up to the task. Mentally sharp there. Had to cover both the cross and the shot. Lovely left hand from the youngster in goal.
Delightful shot, delightful save. Lovely to see. Good ball in. Excellent. Great sliding challenge that is by the veteran. No, Sermon, the youngster. Getting my fours and threes mixed up.
Dangerous ball into that near post, and it almost falls for Arslan. Was ghosting into that back stick. But Finn Sermon, across with the block, celebrated by his colleagues. Slight concern here.
Arslan has stayed down. I hope he's okay. Yeah, that great sight. Kids loving it. There's your action areas, and I'm not talking about the bouncy castle.
No, but the game being played not at a breakneck speed at the moment. Both teams trying to work it through midfield, find each other out, find the width. And here's the challenge from Finn Sermon at the back post, times the block. Well, and you just wonder if the rebound has hit a delicate spot, Daniel.
That's all. The groin seized up.
I think Arslan's just taking a moment to recover here.
Joined from Serie A club Udinese on a 2-year deal. Scored the club's first goal of the season in their 2-1 loss to Western United. He's stretching himself out on this touchline. Hands up, he's going to return to the action. So we creep towards the 45-minute mark. Read the run. Aaron so sprightly. Ends up a good challenge. Two good competitors there.
And it's the first sighting we've seen of Steven Ugarkovic in his range of passing.
Possession once more. Aston fine, pirouettes away. And this left-handed attack links up nicely. Barbarousis getting back.
Lovely rotation down this left-hand side.
All back post is going to sail too far on the back of that southerly breeze.
Batch, Jarkolis. I think at that time it was Saki just rotating, constantly moving, forcing the likes of Tim Payne narrow, and then Mohamed Altay and Alex Rufer just having to switch between players and allowing them to develop play incrementally further forward. Unfortunately, again, a wasteful cross.
2 out of minutes to play for the half-time whistle will sound. Fix on the ball of the breeze, noticeable there, as Good did well to stay with it. It is Good once more. Atlas tries a very dangerous pass, and it's going to break to Pennington, who pulls it wide, but there's a whistle. I think a handball against Nico Pennington.
I think the combination of the deflection and then Pennington seen it late. The Cyprian burst out of defence to try and win the ball. Jarkolis, well, that might be the handball. Regardless, Pennington should have put that one in the back of the net. After everything, the chance again goes begging for the Wellington Phoenix.
Jarkolis just a little bit adventurous on that occasion, especially at that part of the field.
I think there's a casualness that is present in this Melbourne City team that's been allowed to creep in that we haven't seen over the past 2 to 3 years. Expect them to be intimidating with their movement, their work rate, and a lot more precise on the ball.
If not precise here, is maybe the last act of the half from a Wellington Phoenix attacking perspective. Jamie Young just asking everyone, don't force things. The whistle does sound. An eventful half at times, especially in the opening few minutes where the Wellington Phoenix came out firing, but Melbourne City settled nicely, but nothing separates them at the half. That man in his 100th, David Ball, the best chance, but at the half, it's the Wellington Phoenix 0, Melbourne City 0.
banned from attending future matches and handed over for further questionings. We ask you to restrict your fellow spectators by refraining from illegal and dangerous activities. The A-League's Professional Footballers Australia and Football Coaches Australia are taking a stand against online bullying in Australasian football. There is no place for racism, abuse or hate in our sport. Play it fair. Flares are illegal at our venues. If you possess or throw a flare, there are severe penalties that apply. Any spectator identified with a prohibited item may be refused entry, evicted from the stadium, potentially banned from attending future matches, and handed over to police for further questioning. A financial fine will also be issued. We ask you to respect your fellow spectators by refraining from illegal and dangerous activities. And hey, next fans, while you're here, don't forget to go and check out the merch trailer under the big screen today and get your hands on some of the latest trends. While you're out here, our friends at Wellington are running a promo. So basically, take a snap in the Nixie cutout and upload it to your socials, follow all the top instructions, and you're the draw of $250 worth of free merch of your choice. Let's be honest, we all want to be Nixie, so now here is your chance.
No, my Hawkeye, my welcome back to Go Media Stadium, Mount Smart. It's the Phoenix doubleheader in Tamaki Makaurau. The men are first. It's goalless at the break. Phoenix versus Melbourne City. And the halftime show here with former Phoenix defender Tom Doyle. Tom, in the pre-game show we spoke, you and I and Jacob Spoonley, about which Wellington Phoenix team was going to turn up here today. It's the home away from home in Auckland. Are we going to see the home form? Are we going to see the away? We've seen the entertainers today from black and yellow.
Yeah, we have. We have created a lot of opportunities, a lot of chances. Obviously, it's still 0-0, but it's been exciting. They're looking forward early and they're getting space and behind.
What have you made of Melbourne City's efforts? Because, you know, this is a team that has had incredible success for a sustained period of time. They look a little bit wobbly out there.
Yeah, look, we spoke before the game. They have made a lot of changes, but it's a Melbourne City team we're not used to seeing. They were very complacent in their passing. They were a bit disjointed in their press, and the Phoenix were really able to get out quite easily. So it's been a really interesting first half for Melbourne City.
Yeah, and somehow, some way, City don't find themselves behind at the break. The Wellington Phoenix, they had a whole host of chances early doors, including this opportunity for David Ball in game number 100.
Yeah, look, I think he's got to put that one away. That puts the Phoenix on the front foot. Another good ball in behind. As we spoke about before the game, we thought that would come into play, but it does seem they are missing that aerial height from Oscar at the moment. There's been chances that have been missed, but the good thing is that they're creating them. there's opportunities that were coming, and hopefully we'll get to see more in the second half.
Yeah, and you just wonder if with Tim Payne's cross and the second chance that we saw there, Oscar Zavada standing there, back stick, he just knocks that home, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, we saw him do it last week, right? There's another great opportunity there. So, like I said, they're getting the ball wide, they're creating these opportunities. They just need to start being a bit more clinical in front of goal and putting these opportunities away.
And Costa Barbarouses with this one here, very clever, taking it early in his stride, trying to catch Jamie Young out, but he wasn't able to do so. As we take a look at the first half stats, and there isn't a great deal between these two sides. Tom, I want to draw your attention to the shots at goal and the shots on target. City have had 12 to Phoenix 5, but it's the shots on target that really do tell the story.
Yeah, of course. And there's a stat that doesn't show there, and that's probably chances created. There's a bit of a different feel to the game than probably what the stats are showing. And I think the Phoenix actually had far more opportunities in terms of creating it and space and behind to really have opportunities. But like I said, we're still at 0-0, which is the most important stat of them all.
Well, despite the fact that Melbourne City have looked very un-Melbourne City-like, they are creating a number of chances down the left-hand side. The likes of Martin Jakolic attempting to find Jamie McLaren inside and working with Saki and Ugarkovic. What have you made of their efforts down that left-hand side? Look how often they've gone down that way, 64.5% of the time.
Yeah, look, they're creating chances down there. I mean, we spoke about it before the game as well, about Tim Payne's legs. He's getting up and down the field really well, but how long can he last? And they seem to have managed to get in behind a few times, but I think that's definitely a strength for this team. You see Jamie start to drift out there quite a lot. They've got good link-up play, but again, they've been unable to kind of create any really strong chance in front of goal as well.
It's a great point, Tom, about Tim Payne's legs. For those who don't know, he's been on international duty. He's played with the All Whites against Greece and Ireland. He played practically the full 90 minutes both times out. At what point does he get subbed, and what does Giancarlo Italiano do in that spot?
Yeah, it's a difficult one because he's had such a good first half as well, and he's been an outlet for them. Both fullbacks have, and as you can see, they've gone up and down all game. So it's going to be a question of, I think, how long he can keep going before they have to make a change.
Myself and Tom and Jacob Spoon, I feel like we're a bit like Nostradamus, really. We predicted the whole offside width hitting those channels, and Alex Rufer and Nicholas Pennington, they've been at it again today, finding Lucas Kelly-Heald and Tim Payne, the tired Tim Payne, in acres of space. Tom, talk us through how the approach from Melbourne City is really enhancing all of that space for our wide guys here.
Yeah, well, you've got you're almost playing with inverted wingers with the Phoenix, so it gives that space out wide for the fullbacks to get high and get in. You see Melbourne, you could almost put a sheet around the whole team. They're really compressed in the middle, which allows space out the outside and those crosses to come in. But Alex Rufer has really been pivotal for them. He gets the ball, he turns, he looks wide early, and he's able to make those switch plays, which is just giving them so much time and space out wide.
And in truth, he could have pulled the trigger a number of other times and then did not, probably at their detriment.
Yeah.
Melbourne City, they did have one glorious opportunity from the dead ball position. Saki versus Paulson. It was a top draw effort from the dead ball situation, and even better from Alex Paulson, who, you know, since Ollie Sale has departed these shores for Perth Glory, Alex Paulson has stood up time and again, Tom.
Yeah, that's right. And this was a great save. I mean, he travelled as well. So he's had to turn around pretty quick and put on a performance like that. He's playing with a lot of maturity, great composure on the ball, although there were a few touchy moments at the start of the game where they may have overplayed a bit and put themselves in a bit of pressure, but all in all, he's had a really strong half, and he's really carrying the team at the back there a bit.
Later on tonight, the women take on Perth Glory in the second match of our double-header. But right here, right now, we are in the middle of the men's fixture against Melbourne City. It is 0-0 at the break. Back for the second 45, along with Daniel McCarty and Jacob Spoonley in comms, very shortly here, live on Sky Sport.
Have you heard? Liberty proudly supports the A-Leagues, the free thinkers, the game changers, and the goal kickers, both on and off the field. Bring your finance dreams to life with Liberty. Loans for free thinkers.
Inspiration is the source of creativity. Let it in. Something magic happens. Introducing Fine Andrea's brand new collection hinge, robust and smooth. Every moment you close. Google's flagship triple camera system goes the distance to capture iconic photos, shot after shot. It's time to expect the incredible. Unfold infinity with Google Fine Andrea series.
Hey mate, I'm Wellington. What are you helping with today? You want to put a few cars in that first? Sure, we can help you out.
Ground supporters of New Zealand football.
Let's give our Macca's halftime heroes a round of applause. Well done, everyone. Thanks again to Macca's who continue to support the game we love at every level and give tomorrow's stars the chance to play on the pitch in front of the best supporters in our league. Thanks, Macca's.
Well, fans hardly had time to take their seat when David Ball was given a brilliant opportunity just after the 60-second mark. And all truth really should have buried that one. What a dream start that would have been. You can see the frustration on his face. As a result, like some other misses, it remains a stalemate at the half. The Wellington Phoenix nil, Melbourne City nil. The quality of chances probably the big separator. Jacob Spoonley, not much in it as far as the counting stats, possession, shots and so forth, attempts on target, but the Wellington Phoenix, do you fear they may come to regret not being as ruthless in that opening 45?
I think the chances that they have accumulated over the course of that first half, and the fact that Jamie McLaren is still lurking, has put everyone on notice. That innate football feeling. If you don't take your chances early doors and you've got a predator at the other end of the field, poetically it seems to play out that Melbourne City are a good chance to sneak one here.
McLaren only needs 1/10 of a chance generally to take it, and he's approaching 100 goals for his club, all-time leading goal scorer. So we are ready for the second half. It will be Melbourne City to kick off, running from left to right, battling into this reasonably substantial southerly breeze. Wellington Phoenix, the home side, Go Media Stadium in Auckland, wearing all black. Phoenix push City back early, and clearance held up in that breeze. The shadows becoming more and more prominent as it creeps from the western side to the eastern side of the ground. There's a free kick in a dangerous area as Pennington brought down as he had good body control to roll the defender.
He's got much more license this year. Last year under Tale was used as predominantly a blocker in the midfield. His work rate was designed to disrupt play. Under Italiano, he's allowed to be much more adventurous and wins free kicks like we're about to see here.
taken short, although the referee unawares. I haven't got my shaving cream down yet. Nor at home, it seems, either. 'Tis the season, though. November.
Great cause.
And pain stands over this one. Away is the call, away is the result. Lifted high, back in by Pennington. We'll shove at the back, we'll see. Melbourne City awarded a free kick. In fact, it's a offside call. Might be the first of the game.
It'll be interesting to see an angle on this one, but I think Kraev was a little bit too tricky. He was retreating, tried to get close to the ball without playing it, but did enough to intervene for the offside flag to be raised.
Rufer under a bit of pressure from McLaren. Was probably given a little bit too much space in that first half. They'll take dive for ball behind. Here it is! Here's the goal! Oh, they've started with a hit to the raw here. And this man finds the back of the net for a third time already this season. The Phoenix lead 1-0.
Well, Mohamed Al-Tay plays a big role in the development of this goal. But equally, it's all about the run. David Ball taking advantage of a very broken defensive line. And then Bojidar Kraev at the back post. I'm not sure if that's a shot. It doesn't matter because it falls to the number 11 who tucks it away. And then he peels away to celebrate with these Auckland fans. The Wellington Phoenix finally convert in the second half.
Well, he pulled away, but looked over his shoulder immediately towards the far touchline, towards the linesman had just flagged him a few seconds earlier. But it didn't go up on this occasion. And this goal will stand.
I've got to say, Daniel, on the replay, it did look very tight. I'm not sure if Kraev's level with ball once he does play that one across the goal. Of course, with the goalkeeper advanced, you've got to bear in mind that you do need two defenders in between the ball being played and the attacker. Might be worth a look later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to check that one out. Tate set it up, finds ball. Big touch. Trying to play Barbarouses in. The two experienced campaigners.
Regardless about whether or not it's actually offside or any subsequent check by VAR has of course been completed. Point being, David Ball does love an assist of that nature. He set up Ben Waine 2 seasons ago in a very similar situation.
Hold fire there, Kraev's got one. Can he get two? Back Bentley Young has to fly high. Now we'll have another offside. Oh, it's raining offside calls.
Well, Jamie Young, we've talked about his experience and how he's been introduced as a stabilising factor for this Melbourne City team. He demonstrated his athleticism there. Lovely timing, waited for that ball to come down and then got up. Used all of his large frame to tip that one over the crossbar. Didn't know about the offside flag.
This theme of goals early in halves involving the Wellington Phoenix continues, and slow starts for victory. Both halves, sorry, for City in both halves of this game will be a concern for their coach. Well, caught flat-footed at times, Jacob, in that first half, and you know the football's been nice for the Phoenix. Can't ignore that.
No, it has been flat from Melbourne City. Equally, we weren't able to show you it coming out of the ad break, but Alex Roof was laying down the law in the Wellington Phoenix changing room.
Hold on, back heels. It's all happening here. A second, but cleared away in front of Costa Barbarouses after going through 45 minutes without an offside. I've had 3 in the space of about 3 minutes.
And again, Melbourne City not getting pressure in the midfield. Saved by the offside flag. It's an innovative finish from Bojidar Kraev. Equally, it's a very special save from Jamie Young.
It was clear to the naked eye. Didn't need a competitor to draw some lines there, Jacob.
Just a footnote as we see a free kick called for a challenge on Steven Ugarkovic. This Melbourne City backline is at 2 or 3 levels constantly. In the first half, Bajic and Talbot didn't know whether to push or stay as the Phoenix committed their fullbacks forward. If we have a look at that goal again, and at some point you'll see, as it's Bajic, I think drops early than everybody else, puts David Ball onside.
Good by Saki. Talbot onto his left foot, ball back toes, but Paulson just so assured, confident in everything he seemingly does at the moment.
There we go. It's actually both fullbacks, and that's what we've seen, what we suspected. Bojidar Krav level with David Ball as the ball is played. Able to tuck that one away with assurance.
Ball always making himself available. A player's player, you call him. Absolutely loved inside the camp. We heard from him speaking to South and go on and build up Jacob. He's taking the leadership role very seriously. A great pro. Eerie, smart runs into space. We've got some smart defending from another player who's in fine form, and Tim Payne.
And 2 players that are important for the Wellington Phoenix, David Ball and Tim Payne. Tim Payne, not sure how much longer he's going to be able to go. Was asked to do a lot by Darren Baisley in the white shirt during the international break. So important for Giancarlo Italiano, though. Almost like an orbital slingshot as the ball comes down the left-hand side. He's up and away down the right, giving the Phoenix that offside width. Just returning to David Ball, that versatility. In this system, he's been used primarily as a wide player when the Phoenix do switch the formation in the second half to a 4-2-4 at times. He occupies one of those wide positions. Here today, though, being asked to lead the line in the absence of Oscar Zavada.
Plenty of chatter. Go Media Stadium, it's the Phoenix in front. Clive, an early strike in this half. Like last season, all out of a gate, isn't he? Early in the campaign, got off to an absolute screamer, sort of wilted down the stretch and often found himself on the bench. 3 goals already this season. Scored 5 goals in the opening 8 rounds last campaign.
That one today was simple. The one he scored against Brisbane Roar 2 games ago now. Lovely. Took it down the right, cuts back in on his left and finds the back post. And that's the sort of quality that we've come to expect from a player that does have the European pedigree. Played the Danish Superliga. As you say, has gone absent as the campaign has developed. Good in early spells, and Italiano will be looking for him to continue a prominent role as the Wellington Phoenix build on what looks to be their best start to a campaign.
Often dragged, what, 60-odd minutes into games last season too. Clive, it seems Italiano trying to get every minute out of him. But defending at the moment. Nicholas. And lots of this probing in and around the left edge of the area. They find a way through. Rufer, so strong. Pennington.
That was a lovely piece of defending. Some slick interplay between the Melbourne City midfield, and Arslan was almost bearing down on Paulson's goal. But the physical intervention, the guile from Rufer, nullified the threat.
Barbarousis steal it off his former teammate. Ugarkovic keeps going. He shoots on the half volley with 2 hands, turning it around for a corner as Alex Paulson.
We've seen snapshots of Ugarkovic. This time drives through the middle of the Wellington Phoenix defence. No one comes out to meet him. And Paulson not taking any risk of that one. It wasn't going to cause concern to his goal, but he wasn't to know it.
Arslan was ready to unload at the back post. He was sensing a theatrical volley, but a glancing defensive header takes the ball away. Good ball, this. And cleared off the line once, twice, 3 times. How did that stay out? I'll never know.
I think that's caught everyone at Go Media Stadium by surprise. Questions of offside. The flag doesn't go up. Natal, I think it is, fires that one across the goal. Back and forth between Kelly Hield and Alex Paulson. Paulson almost turns it into his net. Oh, millimetres.
Incredible moment there. Did that hit Paulson's hand, or is it an instinctive save? Goalkeeper extraordinary, Jacob Spoonley. I'll defer to you on that.
As someone who's turned the ball into the back of his net, I think the instincts take over there, regardless of which way you're facing. Paulson probably trying to claw it out, and instead, rather rudimentarily, just knocks it back towards goal. We might get another chance to view what happened here. As Arslan's down on the ground.
Cruyff is pointing to his right foot as needing some attention. Arslan went down in the first half. We think a sort of upper thigh, groin area.
Well, here we go. There's the challenge from Rufa. A good one. Natal on the ball and then looks up to see his teammate down eventually and just knocks it out of play.
Well, Natal's had a bit of a quiet affair. It's been all down the left-hand side for City, and well, then he gets this great opportunity. And first set's a delightful touch. It's sort of an awkward height, isn't it, Jacob, around that hip height? Walk us through it.
I think we'd be interested to see. Well, here we go. Here's the goal. Lovely weighted pass from Mohamed Altay, and then David Ball, head up. I actually think he's playing that into Crave's pass. We've seen him be incredibly selfless already in this game and over the course of his Wellington Phoenix career. Yeah, as soon as that ball leaves his foot, his head is up to see if it lands on the right foot of Božidar Krajev. It does, and the Wellington Phoenix take the lead.
When they need to share an assist, Altay's ball is equally important, isn't it? In behind, lovely darting run from Ball.
Another play.
Can't help but agree with you that he is looking to play in Cruyff. It's a very fine goal as we approach the hour mark. Akilish. There's his control at the very end. Markovic, late challenge according to the fans on David Ball, who stayed down. Pennington. Good trap on the jump. So City, what are they made of? They have trailed and conceded the first goal to other occasions this season. Has gone on to lose both of them. Phoenix, on the other hand, they've had a happy knack from coming from behind early in this season. But can they hold on and see this one out? It's a whole heap of timing, especially with this bloke on the field. He was shooting there. He's dragged it into a dangerous area, scrambled away.
Well, complacency has crept into the Wellington Phoenix there. Had a chance to get rid of the ball, as they did effectively in the first half, and this time not dealing with it. Haven't picked up the runners between Paulson and Kelly Hield. Get that one away for a corner, but something the Wellington Phoenix need to be mindful of. And both of their home victories, they have conceded a lead.
Delivery near post, not good enough. Easily dealt with by Payne. Looking up at the clock every time I mention his name, Payne. Starting to feel it for him. Nice ball in behind. This time it was the left foot, not the right from McLeod, the left foot of Akilish. No one available at the back post.
Well, the chance came down the Phoenix's right-hand side, but this time Tim Payne is actually occupying the left. It's not a question of any sort of frailty and tiredness on his part there.
Nicely played out from the back by the Phoenix. And through the middle third. Kelly, he'll needed to be 1.99 m to keep that in.
Well, a rueful look from Nico Pennington and an apologetic arm raised in the direction of his left back. It was tidy play by the Wellington Phoenix through that middle third. And a ball that lacked precision to allow for a chance to come.
Never heard that. A player accused the opposition of time wasting in the 63rd minute when the opposition is trailing. That seems a bit counterintuitive to me.
I think the game there might have been confusion.
Another offside, this time against the Phoenix. In fact, can't say that. All the offsides in this game have come against the home side. All 4 of them in the second half. Match under no pressure. At times it's a little bit staccato, stagnant as the attack from City. To Talbot. And that is not the end of the play you want to see.
As you're trying to build your way back into the game and overcome the concession of a goal, that is not the sort of pass that you need.
There's lots of flicks and tricks from the Phoenix at times, and often it's led to positive results. Case in point.
There's a bravado in their play at the moment.
And they won't be comfortable with the scoreline. With this amount of time left, a little bit sloppy. Wooten sends a message. So double change coming. Wonder how long it would take for Vidmar to go to the bench. Zio ready to come on. Number 46. As that's Pane, I also saw, indeed it is. So Tell comes off. I was surprised at that great chance not long ago in that crazy little moment, but it just hasn't broken his way. The play essentially hasn't been down that right-hand side a whole lot. So he makes way. Saki out to Ukulish, back to the number 8. Phoenix look well organised in their low block.
There's a lot of space in behind this Melbourne City backline.
Delivery inside the 6-yard box.
I don't know if you can see it at home, but everyone's camped in and around the Wellington Phoenix 18-yard.
Here's McLaren, back to goal, turn, shoots, pulls it away to his right-hand side. That man can conjure a shot from nowhere, and Paulson had to be alert.
All he needs is the suggestion of half a yard. Jamie McLaren on the turn. It's not over yet. Aurelio Vidmar committing numbers forward.
Ball nodded back towards the penalty spot. McLaren takes 1-2 touches.
Now they need to be careful here because there's a lot of space. The Wellington Phoenix aren't looking to break quickly though.
The new man, Zio, coming back in possession. 2 substitutes combined. Garkovic. Lots of touches before the option taken. It's better move quickly. Edge. Gets a ball in, it pinballs around once more. Cleared to the knees of Ball, who sprints off Regathers on the second attempt.
You can see what Vidmar's wanting to do, committing the numbers forward, knowing that the first chance might not necessarily result in a shot on goal, as the Wellington Phoenix have been good at defending centrally thus far, but it might be on the recycling. Catching the Phoenix a half a yard off.
Phoenix sitting quite deep at the moment, inviting the visitors into their neighbourhood.
Phoenix have Sutton and Old on the sideline, ready to come on.
Ball collected. No subtlety in that challenge from Curtis Good, who's going to go into the bad book.
There's a well-won free kick in the end by David Ball.
Typical centre-half scowl.
Those subs now coming on for the Wellington Phoenix. David Ball, the outlet this time. Nothing further forward for the Wellington Phoenix. But Curtis Good wasn't to know that. Mohamed Al-Tay making way for Ben Old, the Aucklander, who, as you pointed out, committed to Wellington until 2027. And then Sam Sutton, the player that many thought would be the starting left-back for the Wellington Phoenix this season. He's found himself injured more often than not, but now gets some game time for Lucas Kelly-Heald.
Here's Pennington in some space, eyes forward, spots Payne. For the first time, loses his balance.
Might need 2 rest days if he's to play the full 90 here today.
This recovery session tomorrow should be a long one in the water. He's going to win a corner, is he? Bayach, excellent work.
Young appreciative of the work rate of his number 16, as it's Bayach. Not happy with conceding the corner. Some running repairs for Super Elm.
Sam Sutton's an interesting case, isn't he? Man who, an East Coast Bays boy, went down to Wellington, age 14 years of age. And it looked like a couple of years ago, you know, once Livy Kakachi moved on, it was like, here we go, ready-made replacement. 22 appearances in 21-22, then 15 the following. And has started this season watching on. Injuries, maybe a dip of form. It's tough, this game, professional football.
Well, the other point is that the man who's occupying that left-back position for the Wellington Phoenix in the starting 11, Lucas Kelly-Heald, the 18-year-old, has not looked off the pace at A-League level.
Akalish rolls the ball in with Bart, but it breaks favourably for the Phoenix captain. But a good position Sam Sutton is. He's still only 21 years of age, and this is his 56th A-League game. It's a lot of experience under his belt.
We'll find the likes of his captain, Alex Roof, at that time again patrolling in front of the back four. Saw the threat coming inside and got there before Scott Wooten. Good opportunity for Sam Sutton to push his case, though. He's got 20 minutes to get involved in the play. Converted midfielder, so expect some adventurous runs. Touches on the ball. May well spring forward here down the left-hand side if they can recycle it, the Wellington Phoenix.
And the switch-up play and find Old. Thanks to the other substitute, Sutton. Draws in a couple of defenders nicely. Back to the captain. Looking for Old. Barbarousis. Just can't control. He's done a lot of nice things, Costa Barbarousis, in the game, but those touches in the opposition area.
There's a big chance for Melbourne City. They outnumber the Phoenix 4-on-3.
Yakalish inside the area. What's the option taking like? Well, we've got a clash of bodies and a penalty, and Kraev Goal scorer at one end, sinner at the other. Penalty awarded. Yellow card to be dished out.
I thought the chance was gone as Jacques cut inside. It was either Finn Sermon or Scott Wooden had the angle on him. Instead, he lays it off as Saki was making the late run. And the coming together of bodies was enough for Lachlan Keevers to point to the spot. Crave sees the danger.
They're coming together. Well, the fans are calling it was VAR. Is there enough to overturn it?
No, that's a call that's been given in real time, and I'd be surprised if this one is overturned. The Phoenix, though, quick to point out there's a theatrical end to that play for Melbourne City.
Cripe is pleading his case, suggesting, oh, it's just a tangle of bodies. The ball's not at the feet of Saki, but as Jacobs Freely has pointed out, you can't hide from the fact that there is contact. So Jamie McLaren.
Two ways to look at it. From the Wellington Phoenix, they'll say, is there enough for this penalty? From Melbourne City's perspective, they'll argue smart play from their number 8, waited, was lining himself up and then felt contact without Crave getting the ball.
Olsen's done it before, of course, against Perth Glory to preserve a lead. That was late on. Jamie McLaren, though, steers forward. Oh, saved off the post, sent over the bar. Alex Bolson build the net as Fiction.
Well, the Wellington Phoenix felt aggrieved. Alex Poulsen, as he has done already this season, stands up big. That drink bottle down the bottom right plays a key role. The homework that Poulsen does for these penalties. You can see, no question of a start. He knows that Jamie McLaren is going to hit this one. He's going to hit it true to the left-hand side, and it's two big hands.
Hold on.
From the youngster, but we've got something going on in back play.
Teeing off. What has happened? Douglas being pulled aside by the referee.
I'd suggest that there's a bit of afters here. The Wellington Phoenix probably making their feelings known to Melbourne City.
I'm not sure if he's asking about, was he off Olsen off his line, the way he's sort of moving his arms there. Roofer and they're keen to debate. He doesn't mind a debate, does nothing from VAR on that front, so Payne is receiving a little bit of attention.
And just to clarify, to round off all bases, I don't think there's any suggestion that this penalty is going to be retaken.
No, not at all.
Alex Poulsen complied with the laws and came up with the save. You have to forgive me, everybody. Hesitation in the aftermath of the Alex Poulsen save was because Jamie McLaren and Jamie Young, one at either end of the field, one of them saves penalties. And
well, it looks like there is a bit of damage to that right eye. How did that happen? Sure. VAR crew pouring over that. Nothing. It's hard to say that. Getting some word that it might have been friendly fire.
It's not what
Open Figure is celebrating. It's a dangerous world, isn't it?
And why not? Some collateral damage. As Alex Poulsen finds himself rather remarkably on the end of a 2-0 record up against penalties this season.
Well, his value in front of goal has been clear and obvious. becoming a bit of a penalty menace. It's generally 80% chance, don't they say, from the penalty spot. Not so early in this A-League season, up against Alex Paulson. That is an absolute beauty of a save too. Strong left hand onto the post, and the scuff shot, I didn't quite pick up who had that attempt. It's a disappointing miss. Here's McLaren, though. Touch just lets him down. Sort of shaping up as one of those afternoons.
I think it may have been the youngster, Mazio, who's come on.
Good introduction. That would have been to the A-League. Here's a pocket of space. Saki, who was fouled. He was up pretty quickly after the cry of foul. Walling over McLaren. It's a very acrobatic attempt from Ragakovic. He's actually done very well to hit it as powerful as he has.
And there we go. It's not the left hand, it's the right hand.
Here we go. Who's the offender? Oh, a little finger in the eye. Did the 12th man do a skit on that? If you're going to throw around I-5s willy-nilly.
Nico Pennington, the guilty party. Maybe a recovery beverage for Tim Payne after all of that.
David Ball, what a shift. What a shift in his 100th game.
Player who's been battling with an injury, takes his leave, well earned. An apt replacement for Oscar Zavada for the Wellington Phoenix today, central in the goal, enjoys his plaudits. Finn Conchi, though, making his debut for the Wellington Phoenix.
Yeah, another academy graduate. New Zealand under-20 rep at the World Cup in Argentina earlier this year. Signed to a 3-year deal. High hopes for him. While a change at right fullback for the visitors. And former Phoenix man Scott Galloway, who set up a goal last time out, the last match day of the Isuzu Ute A-League season. Perhaps he can provide some spark. He's on the ball now.
Antonis has also come on to the pitch, replacing the man who won the penalty, Saki.
So all the cards have been played by Vidmar. Crive's goal early in the second half separates these two sides. Now it's Paulson's outstretched left hand. It's left a rather large imprint on the game as well. Great control from Rufa. Shirts off time.
Yeah, they are the travelling yellow fever, all the way up in Auckland. Yes, that is your standard New Zealand beach body for those across the Tasman. Haircut to boot.
As I always like to say, the restaurants have done well, it seems, in recent times. Yakalish. Chopping on that right foot. There's it for Bajic. Claren has been so tightly looked after. It's like he's had a minder in the area so often.
Both Sermon and Wooden mindful of where he is at all times. Not wanting to concede any space at that back line. Happy for Melbourne City to have the ball in the likes of these areas.
Shot crabs across the face of goal, but Paulson holds on to it, cradles onto it tightly.
Shots at goal, 20-6. Interestingly, Daniel, as much was made about the Wellington Phoenix's shots before the international break. They've got the highest conversion rate of anyone in the A-League and only the 4th or the 3rd best scoring record. Victory, Western Sydney, I think it's Adelaide, scored more goals than them, but they are by far and away the most efficient when it comes to the conversion of chances.
That's why they're outperforming their XG so substantially, aren't they? Heads will love that. City are at the other end, really underperforming theirs. Also defensively, seems like everything. Their goal has crept in at times, such as the start of their season. Still, too much quality on the field for the visitors to discount them with this amount of time. He's old. It's tight control. Sliding challenge. And a fortuitous break. See City attempt the break. The quick strike leads to naught.
And it has been well made already today, but you can understand why Melbourne City are struggling to convert chances. 5 of their front 6, the midfield and that front 3, are new to the team this season. Not only does that impact the way in which you develop play forward, but also the way in which you get that fine calibration that's required to unlock defences.
Lancing header away. Bajic, Wellington all over him. Watching Tim Payne, he looks like he's battling a bit, but looks like he's going 90 plus here again. The right-hand side, Galloway. It's his search for a way through. And on this occasion, the Phoenix wide forwards combined centrally. Nicely done by Old to win a foul. Antonis, the culprit.
Antonis, a player that Vidmar will be hoping can restart this Melbourne City team. Well known in A-League circles, the victim of some pretty expensive time away from football.
Didn't play a senior game last season, but he's always had the talent. I've always enjoyed watching his work, but it seems he's in a place where he's wanted. That means so much. He delivered late on. In the last round to secure a draw. Can he do something similar here? Defending from Sutton and secure a goal kick.
Lachlan Keever's there giving the hurry up to Alex Paulson.
I do like that. I do like that. Just warning him, hurry up or I'll have to card you.
What I often don't understand is if there's no change in the pace of the restart, there shouldn't be an issue, but towards the back end, referees are very conscious.
Ball nearly bent in behind, Barbarousis. One of those difficult runs to defend. McCuddy alongside former goalkeeper, Jacob Spooner. Clandestine cult that meets up most midweeks. Nakalish, dangerous. Done by Conchi, was off balance, but found a way to get the ball to Pennington.
Phoenix deeper and deeper now.
Powerful ball into that near post, but once more Sermon. Send the ball back from where it has come.
Melbourne City need to move this ball with pace now. Looking to manoeuvre it through the banks of 4 of the men in black.
Sermon, powerful header to the edge of the area. And forward. Payne limps his way forward to push up. What a week he has given. Incredible. A couple of games in Europe for the All Whites. Full 90 in one of them. I think Jacob got the calculator out, what, 40-odd thousand Ks, I think it was. Looks like he's going to play 90 here. He's probably hoping Leeds can, at the most, a rare counter-attack over the last few minutes, but no. Bit of clock management. Sutton, Clive and Pennington, playing their own private game. Big scoop from Pennington. Here is Old. Can he get a shot away? Oh, it's a delightful ball across the face of goal. And what? Don't tell me that's Tim Payne popping up, almost putting it into the back of the net.
It was lovely play down the left-hand side, and of course the man that was marauding down the right had to be the Wellington Phoenix. Right back Tim Payne. The ground he made up there to try and get on the end of that opportunity and put this game to bed. Really something to behold. But no one wants to shut down Ben Old. Given enough time and space to get that one across Jamie Young's goal, and fatigue gets the better of Tim Payne.
It's Barge coming across, another equally hard-working fullback. Close the distance.
Have to apologise to the Wellington Phoenix number 6. I think that one was hit into him rather than a scuff shot. Polititis on for Iakolis.
Pennington has been told to hurry up. There's another change being made. Looks like Matt Sheridan on for his A-League debut. One out of the academy, joined originally from Selwyn United. Started off as a midfielder, operated as a right fullback, and looks like he will clog that sort of in the right position. And Payne might, in fact, Payne just might tuck in as what, they're playing a back 6 at the moment. We're into the 89th minute. The Phoenix holding on. City continue to probe, but what a lack of penetration. Hold that thought, Jacob. Here's Galloway, shouts of handball.
It's rhythmic from Melbourne City, but it's been largely ineffective. They've manoeuvred the ball around the Wellington Phoenix's 18-yard box, but a lack of penetration has been on display for large chunks of the game. Yes, they've had their chances, and yes, Alex Paulson's had to come up with a couple of very important saves, including one from 12 yards out.
Paulson's brilliant save from Saki in the first half from a wonderful free kick. Hopefully that doesn't get lost in things. It's a brilliant save.
It is.
In that quite bizarre, extraordinary period where the ball tin-balled around between Kelly, Hilden, off the hand of Paulson. I think it was Natal. And the penalty. They're the three obvious chances.
Yeah, but you'd expect more from Melbourne City. The danger coming from set pieces, and then that one chance where the Wellington Phoenix almost steered it into the back of their net. In no way have they overwhelmed this Wellington Phoenix backline like we would expect.
Paula Rummening, the 301 cap veteran, Barbarousse is trying to turn it! Top right-hand corner, and it's, well, Young going back and turning it over the bar. What a moment that would have been.
Well, let's not forget that man, Jamie Young, again, a big save. Been asked to be sprightly at the back end of his 30s. Good footwork, big right hand, decisive save. Keeps Melbourne City in this one at the death rather.
He's done everything asked of him. Phoenix winning the corner, go short. About to hit one of the 6 added minutes to be played. It will have to be the late show for the second straight game for City if they're to get something out of it. Tonus from the penalty spot, 93 minutes into that game against MacArthur. And it won't be here. This attacking play, annoyingly overhit. And Phoenix will be in no hurry to resume proceedings. A lot on the line here for the Phoenix. A win, of course, we'll see them climb above Melbourne City's crosstown rival. Melbourne victory to the giddying heights of top the Isuzu Ute League ladder.
I believe they can only be caught this round by Western Sydney Wanderers. It's a bizarre-looking bottom of the table at the moment with Western United, Sydney FC, Melbourne City, and at the bottom, Central Coast.
The world is upside down. Ball played in, deflected. Good, regathers. Garkovic. Anyhow will do, even if it's kneed away by Alex Rufer. Melbourne come again. Oh, lovely touch. Almost a glorious touch from McLaren. Back to goal. I don't know how he flicked that over his head. Painfully away from getting the shot in on goal. Ball lifted in. And Payne rises high. Disappointed with himself, maybe. He's given away a corner.
Lovely innovation from Jamie McLaren. Finn Sermon with the desperation to win out.
Delivery, good power, pace. Rufer, important touch away. Once more a low stooping header. How many times have Sermon and Wootson cleared things away in the heart of that penalty area? I've lost count. This time the keeper will take.
I think if you're looking at Alex Tobin points for today, it's going to be very hard to go past that man, Alex Paulson. His captain as well has had a decent shift. And Alex Rufer. And then David Ball celebrating his 100th game with an assist.
Sheridan went out for the Phoenix retreat. City come forward once more. There's 90 seconds remaining. Galloway. Old finds Barbarousis with a lone wolf. Has to bend it in behind to play it back to Olds. Bajic now. Next burning, I'm sure, for him. Busy week. To the favourable left-hand side. Crime agriculturally away. Fans loved it, though.
Well, Phoenix has spent the past 10 minutes playing without a front man. Very much a back line with the midfield. And nothing further forward. A frustrating proposition for Melbourne City.
Garkovic trying to roll away from his former teammate. Does. Into the final third. Galloway has time, but Old out quickly enough. Deflects the ball away for a corner. Nervous moments for those inside Go Media Stadium, the first leg of the double.
One last chance for Melbourne City. Bajic on the ball.
Lovely drop of the shoulder. Can't find a teammate. Still not out. The lining up at the back post. Oh, Paulson, one-hander, sticks it out. Glue on the gloves. Vidmar can't believe it. Gee, they've huffed and puffed. They've kept coming, to their credit, City, but just cannot find a way past the number 40.
Well, that's probably the best chance from open play that Melbourne City have had, and Alex Paulson plucks it out of the air with one hand.
The final whistle sounds. The Wellington Phoenix move to the top of the ladder. Kraev's goal early in the second half, but the palms of Paulson have preserved the victory. The Wellington Phoenix 1, Melbourne City 0. Faces of joy and despondency. The contrast to sport, part of the reason why we love it. City continue to probably question themselves, thinking, when are we going to find that spark? Well, they had lots of possession, lots of shots on the Phoenix goal, but didn't create a whole heap, while the Phoenix were proactive, Jacob Spoodley, early in both halves, and found a way to just find that one killer punch.
I think if you're going to cast a critical eye over this game, the chances that both teams had weren't converted by and large, but the one moment came from David Ball, tucked it beyond Jamie Young to find Bojidar Kraev, and that's all that separates the two teams today.
Indeed. Kraev's goal early in the second half, and I think we can head down. Goran might have the City skipper and Jamie McLaren.
Yeah, certainly do, Daniel McCarty. Jamie, your City team really did grow into that game as it went on. How frustrated are you that you weren't able to get anything out of this fixture today?
Yeah, we're frustrated on a personal level, but also as a group. The first half was a bit cagey. In the second half, you know, they scored quite early, and then we just pinned them back, and